In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 NBA games happening on October 26, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Brooklyn Nets versus Houston Rockets. The Brooklyn Nets head to the Toyota Center to face the Houston Rockets on Monday night. Brooklyn continues to deal with several injuries as Haywood Highsmith, Drake Powell, and Ziaire Williams remain unavailable. Houston is also short-handed, missing Fred VanVleet and Dorian Finney-Smith. The Nets are still chasing their first victory of the season, but they showed competitiveness against the Spurs last night before falling off late when the game got away in the final minutes. Brooklyn swept the season series against Houston last year, taking both matchups, but this situation is quite different. The Nets are playing on the second night of a back-to-back, while the Rockets have had time to rest and prepare. That schedule advantage, combined with Houston's deeper roster, explains why oddsmakers have installed the Rockets as heavy favorites in this matchup. The Nets have struggled to find rhythm on either end of the floor, and even team ownership has publicly acknowledged a long-term rebuilding mindset for the season. That admission only adds to the uncertainty surrounding their short-term competitiveness. Fatigue and injuries compound the challenge, especially on the road. Houston has more talent on paper and could use this opportunity to assert itself after a slow start to the season. Still, the Rockets have yet to deliver a consistent, complete performance across 4 quarters. The double-digit spread reflects their perceived advantage, but such a large number is rare. This marks only the 4th time since 2020 that Houston has entered a game as a favorite of 14 or more points. Situations like this demand caution, as lines of that size can be difficult to justify in today's NBA. As our first pick for this matchup, the Brooklyn Nets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Brooklyn Nets average 116 points per game on 45% shooting, while allowing 128.3 points on 52.4%. They make 36.3% of their shots from beyond the arc and 84.6% from the free throw line. Defensively, they allow 44.8% shooting from deep and record 36.7 rebounds per contest. The Houston Rockets score 117.5 points per game on 41.7% shooting, while conceding 120 points on 45.4%. They convert 34.4% of their three-point attempts and 81% from the free throw line. On defense, they hold opponents to 31.9% from long range and collect 48.5 rebounds per game. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Boston Celtics versus New Orleans Pelicans. The Boston Celtics visit the New Orleans Pelicans at Smoothie King Center on Monday night. Boston remains short-handed, with Jason Tatum still sidelined. New Orleans has ruled out DeJounte Murray and is monitoring Carlo Matkovic, Yves Missy, and Kevin Looney, who are all listed as questionable. The Celtics are winless through their first 3 games and will be frustrated after letting a 17-point lead slip away in last night's loss to the Pistons. The Pelicans, meanwhile, last played on Friday, falling in overtime to the Spurs in a game that could have gone either way. Boston won both meetings between these teams last season and has now taken 8 straight in the series. However, the Pelicans enter as slight favorites, which is understandable considering their home court advantage and the rest advantage they hold over a Celtics squad playing its 3rd road game in 4 days. The Celtics have yet to find their rhythm offensively. Their ball movement stalls at times, and without Tatum's presence, they have struggled to generate consistent scoring from their half-court sets. Playing on no rest adds another layer of difficulty, especially against a New Orleans team that has shown early season energy and physicality in competitive matchups with Memphis and San Antonio. The Pelicans have displayed promising flashes, particularly when Zion Williamson is assertive inside. His ability to dominate the paint could be a key factor against a Boston front court lacking size and interior presence. Zion's combination of strength and touch makes him a difficult matchup for a Celtics roster missing key defensive bodies. Boston's hopes hinge hinge on Jaylen Brown maintaining his recent scoring form, but fatigue and depth could work against them in this spot. New Orleans' balanced approach and extra preparation time may give them an edge in what should be a closely contested game that stays competitive until late in the fourth quarter. As our first pick for this matchup, the New Orleans Pelicans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Celtics have continued to operate at a deliberate pace, leaning heavily on perimeter shooting. Roughly half of their field goal attempts come from beyond the arc, emphasizing spacing over interior play. The Pelicans, in contrast, take the opposite approach. They rank 29th in the league in three-point rate and prefer to attack through motion, paint touches, and transition. New Orleans will look to push tempo whenever possible, forcing Boston into faster sequences and challenging their defensive rotations. The Pelicans are expected to attack the rim early and often, exploiting a Celtics defense that currently allows 28.5 free throw attempts per game, a figure that ranks among the higher marks in the league. Given both teams' offensive tendencies and the potential for transition opportunities, a low-scoring outcome appears unlikely. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Oklahoma City Thunder versus Dallas Mavericks. The Oklahoma City Thunder visit the Dallas Mavericks at American Airlines Center on Monday night. Oklahoma City enters this matchup with several names on the injury list. Alex Caruso, Jalen Williams, and Isaiah Joe have all been ruled out, while Chet Holmgren is questionable with back soreness. Dallas continues to play without Kyrie Irving, Dante Exum, and Daniel Gafford, leaving their rotation thinner than usual. The Mavericks are coming off a much-needed win over the Toronto Raptors in a high-scoring game where defense was largely absent. It was a step in the right direction, but replicating that type of performance against Oklahoma City's defensive pressure will be far more difficult. The Thunder's system demands discipline, and their collective length often disrupts offensive flow. Dallas may have finally picked up its first victory, but that result carries limited weight given Toronto's own early season struggles. The Mavericks have underperformed overall, both in effort and execution. Their home crowd is growing impatient, and the atmosphere can quickly shift when the team starts slow or fails to defend. The Thunder have not been covering spreads with the same consistency as in previous seasons, and their lengthy injury report complicates matters. Still, this matchup has less to do with their current form and more to do with the ongoing issues in Dallas. The Mavericks are on the second night of a back-to-back, which magnifies their defensive lapses and limits their ability to adjust. If Holmgren sits, the betting line may tighten slightly, but the Thunder remain the more organized and reliable side. Their balanced attack, paired with consistent defensive effort, positions them well against a Mavericks team still searching for direction. As our first pick for this matchup, the Oklahoma City Thunder to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Oklahoma City Thunder average 128 points per game on 45.2% shooting while allowing 120 points on 43.2%. They convert 29.8% of their three-point attempts and 86.3% of their free throws. Defensively, they allow 33.1% shooting from beyond the arc and record 49.3 rebounds per contest. The Dallas Mavericks score 99.5 points per game on 40.4% shooting and give up 121 points on 51.4%. They hit 34.5% of their shots from long range and 79.2% from the free throw line. On defense, they allow 41.1% from deep and collect 42.5 rebounds per game. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Phoenix Suns versus Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz enter this matchup seeking to change a lingering perception that no longer matches their current reality. Their struggles from recent seasons have been well documented, and that narrative continues to follow them. However, this version of the Jazz looks far different from the one that limped through much of last year. They opened the season by routing the Clippers in convincing fashion and followed that up by pushing a strong Sacramento team to the limit in a one-point road defeat. There is renewed energy, growing depth, and visible chemistry forming in Salt Lake City, yet the broader market seems reluctant to adjust its expectations. Phoenix, meanwhile, is still being valued based on name and past reputation rather than its present form. The Suns began the year with a win over the Kings, but have since dropped two straight, each by margins of more than 20 points against the Clippers and Nuggets. Their offense has lacked flow, and their defensive rotations remain inconsistent. Despite this, they find themselves favored over a Jazz team that has shown better execution and effort through the early part of the season. Much of that pricing comes down to history. Phoenix has dominated the recent series, winning 10 straight meetings between the two teams, a streak stretching nearly 3 years. While that stat looms large, it also clouds judgment. Long winning streaks often distort public perception and inflate betting lines. When assessed purely on current form and momentum, Utah's recent performance suggests they should hold the edge, especially playing at home. The Suns' market value appears to rest on legacy rather than production, while the Jazz remain undervalued due to outdated assumptions. This matchup highlights the gap between perception and reality. The Jazz are improving, cohesive, and confident, while the Suns are still searching for rhythm. The line does not seem to reflect those conditions accurately, and present results should take precedence over past dominance. As our first pick for this matchup, the Utah Jazz to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The young Utah roster has leaned into a faster style of basketball, a trend that began last season. They rank 6th in pace and are likely to continue that approach this year. However, with that tempo came turnovers, as they finished last in turnover percentage, often gifting opponents easy scoring opportunities. That same tendency could create a game with frequent transitions and open looks for both teams. If Phoenix continues to struggle taking care of the ball and falls behind early, the tempo could tilt heavily in Utah's favor. The Suns have yet to show progress on the defensive end, and with Williams listed as questionable, their rim protection could be limited. Utah currently ranks 9th in rim field goal percentage and 2nd in mid-range efficiency, suggesting they can exploit weak interior coverage. Coupled with Phoenix's carelessness and defensive issues, Utah should generate several fast break chances that translate into points. That said, Utah's own defense remains a work in progress. They sit 20th in turnover percentage and 30th in defensive rating, meaning Phoenix will have opportunities to respond. Given the Suns' motivation to bounce back after consecutive losses, both sides should trade runs throughout the game. The combination of pace, turnovers, and inconsistent defense points toward a contest where scoring should come easily. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.